What is up, guys? Welcome back to Take It to the House. My name is Thatcher Patterson, and I'm joined by Zach Robinson and Elijah Murray. Zach got some fillings done, so the bottom of his mouth is pretty numb. That's why I'm doing the intro. So today we're going to be going over free agency because it's been insane over the past couple of days. So yeah, that's what we're going to get into. But first, how are you guys doing?
My mouth is so numb. I
Doesn't
can't.
seem like Zach's doing too well.
I'm not doing well at all.
I'm I feel like I'm doing a bit better than Zach at the moment.
Got some Twitch MLB The Show packs, you know.
I got 12 Twitch MLB The Show packs waiting for me.
I got one.
Well, but he watched for like 5 hours.
Is it still going? I'm gonna put it on right now.
It is
It
still
is
going.
still going,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll put it on after.
There was this one guy too, by the way, that was playing with an all Dodgers team, so we wanted him to lose, and he
He got
did.
smoked. He got
Yeah.
smoked. No, vibes are immaculate.
The show is out tomorrow, guys.
It's out tomorrow
Actually,
night.
the show is out today for you guys
Yeah.
for early access.
So we'll
That
be
is
MIA
smart.
for like 2 days.
No, we'll be MIA for like 2 months, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry,
We're
guys.
gonna take a hiatus.
Last episode for right now.
Something we have to do tomorrow night, though, guys. We do have to play online with the Pirates.
My,
Yep.
my friend Zach Alam, he actually said that we should do 2v2s. You and Zach versus me and Zach.
It should be
Ooh,
the
that'd be
Zacks
fun.
versus non-Zacks.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
fun too. The Zacks versus non-Zacks. Oh man.
No, but yeah, this is the final episode of our podcast.
Totally.
Ever.
Totally.
Ever.
Because
is
then
it.
we have college football coming out, and then we're gonna have to take a longer hiatus.
Yeah, true.
So
Yeah.
We're just kidding. We're just kidding.
Yeah. So, free agency was underway Monday morning, and it felt like, as Sauce Gardner said, it was a franchise Madden mode, and everybody was just going insane.
yeah,
So, obviously, there were notable ones we'll talk about. I mean, I would say probably what most notable was probably, would you guys say probably Kirk Cousins?
yeah. I
Kirk
think that's
Cousins to the Falcons.
yeah.
And that was kind of the first domino to fall. I know Russell Wilson was signed. It was done Sunday night, right?
Yep.
So Sunday night, Russell Wilson was agreed to sign with the Steelers. That was kind of the first. And then I feel like the Kirk Cousins domino was the first one to kind of fall and start everything. So,
4 years, 180 million is ridiculous.
bro, who's this man's agent?
Facts. Like how do you still make this much money? And like I said to you guys, I think he will retire either next season or the season after.
Yeah, see,
Because he will still get paid by Atlanta after he
you
retires.
retired. Does your contract keep going though in the
Mhm.
NFL?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, no, there's no way.
No, because they wouldn't have signed him to 180 mil if they thought there was a chance he would retire.
Not sure.
I think the MLB is the one that keeps paying you forever.
And NBA does it
Bobby
too.
Vanilla.
Yeah, Ken Griffey. Ken Griffey's still getting paid by the Reds.
Evan Williams was getting paid by the Nets for a while.
Right. So yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on Kirk to ATL?
I think it's a good. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, you want to go?
No.
You want me to
No. Zach just doesn't want to talk, so you should talk for longer.
Totally.
I think it's good for him. He's getting the bag. But if Atlanta were smart, they would have traded for Justin Fields instead. You know, Georgia is Fields' hometown or home state. He's younger. He kind of fits the more electric vibe that
Yeah.
the Falcons give off, especially with Pitts and London and Bijan. I think that'd be a very mobile, athletic offense with him. Also, he'd be a cheaper option in the long term, and you get more
Yeah,
out of him.
probably. Yeah.
But I mean, hey, they wanna win now. They don't want to take a chance. Then you know what you're getting at Kirk Cousins.
Right. A lot of regular season dubs.
And so I think you can't fault him for it. You can't fault a team for getting a quarterback and wanting to win.
Right.
So I don't blame him, and I think it's a pretty solid. The contract is egregious for a man of his age.
Ridiculous.
Um,
And just coming off an Achilles tear too. So,
exactly. And this man, he's taken more hits than probably any quarterback in the NFL.
and it's yeah, the Falcons O line I would not consider as elite.
No.
So
So I mean, hey, get the bag.
yeah.
It's gonna pay for all your surgeries after. So yeah.
I like the signing. Um, if they don't draft a quarterback this year in the draft, I think Cousins will be a good mentor for Desmond Ritter. As much as you guys like don't like Desmond Ritter, but
I just have seen enough of Desmond Ritter to know
yeah,
he's
that too. And I don't know what they're going to be doing with Heineke because he isn't under contract with them still, I believe. So, I'm sorry, Zach.
it's just like it's so hard for me not, but I will try
I
my
know,
best.
but I think it's better for Pitts. I think it's better for Drake London. I think it's better for Bijan.
Yeah.
And obviously they lost Matt Collins to Carolina, I believe. I'm not entirely sure right now, but um Kurt's got his bag. I think he'll retire in Atlanta at some point. If not, then I don't know. But um, but the Vikings already picked up a new guy. It's Darnold on a 1 year,
He
so
won't start.
he won't start. But the Vikings do have the 11th pick this year, so they might go after JJ McCartney. So McCarthy, I can't talk. I'm sorry, but yeah, I think this would be a good competitive division this year for sure.
I think going what Elijah said, I know that you were like, if they were smart, I actually think the Kirk Cousins signing is really smart. I just think the financial side of it was not smart because
Yeah,
I
they're
think they're recognizing that this division is so garbage that it doesn't take much for them to win it.
Right.
So, because it's like, okay, now everybody's kind of annoying me, by the way, that everybody's just like all of a sudden, like, I know Derek Carr was bad last year, but like the fact that they're like, oh, the Falcons and the Bucks next year. I'm like, okay,
right.
well, we still like the Saints are still a good football team. They
You
just don't
guys,
have the
Right.
best quarterback. We don't have a good head coach, but like we were right there till the end last year. So
the Saints
it's
finished second,
frustrating.
right?
Yeah, so it's just frustrating, but you know what? If they don't want to talk about it, so be it. Um, I think the Kirk signing's really smart for Atlanta because it's going to be a good bridge quarterback. Like, I think what would have been better is if they could have snagged him right after the Matt Ryan thing. Because I think getting that bridge sooner rather than later. But Kirk, I don't think they draft a quarterback this year. I don't know. I just think that they probably need another wide receiver now. Especially now that you have Kirk, it makes more sense to go get another weapon.
Yep, I agree.
Um, and then maybe they draft one next year. And then let him sit behind Kirk for a year or two, and then Kirk can retire. Um, I mean, it's good. The Falcons will be decent. I don't think that they're gonna go like once if they make the playoffs, that's great. I think they might win a playoff game, but they're not the Super Bowl contenders.
Not yet, at least.
No.
Yeah. I agree.
Speaking of your division, Baker Mayfield did decide to stay with the Buccaneers, 3 years, 115 mil. So he's making more money now with Tampa. Um, so yeah, I think the South will be pretty competitive this year if Carolina can
Yeah,
get their together. So,
it's gonna be like the battle of mid,
mhm.
which it will still be entertaining.
Yeah.
Actually, my bad. The battle of mid and the Carolina Panthers. Carolina is
True.
so bad. I know they got Deontay Johnson, but wow,
Yeah. It's
That
not
they're
was
good.
horrible.
horrendous. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting for sure.
And speaking of the other Panthers, Brian Burns was traded to the Giants yesterday.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they got back their picks basically when they traded Leonard Williams to Seattle. And Seattle now extended
Leonard Williams.
Leonard Williams.
So I think that's a good bridge to take us to, I would say, probably the other biggest one, which was Saquon Barkley deciding to hop on over to Philly and join the Giants rivals and become a Philadelphia Eagle. What do you guys think about that?
I think I was actually thinking about this yesterday, and he's from, he went to Penn State. He's from, like the Pennsylvania area is kind of what he's used to. And so while I think it shows that how much he hated the Giants.
Yeah.
Like he really must have hated the Giants to go to the Eagles. Um, I don't know how much better it makes the Eagles because DeAndre Swift was really, really good last year.
Who then now went to the Bears.
Who now went to the Bears. Um, so I don't know how much better it makes him. He's a bigger name, obviously, than DeAndre Swift, but
Mhm.
he hasn't been producing, and that could very well just be because of the Giants' offense.
Yep.
But if I'm Saquon, I'm not going to the Eagles because Jalen Hurts is their running back. He
He's
steals
gonna
all the
snag
run.
all of your touchdowns.
Exactly.
It's like we'll talk about it later, but it's like Derrick Henry going to Baltimore.
Exactly. And so I don't like the move for him. I like the move from the Eagle standpoint because
Yeah,
it does,
aggressive.
shore up it's aggressive and it shores up your running back spot.
And you're making a bag too.
Yeah,
And
he is making
yeah,
a lot of money.
right. And so I don't know. I'm not a biggest fan of it. I think if he was smart, he probably would have gone the Texans. But
That's what Zach wanted.
yeah, I think
I don't
that made
disagree.
the
I
most
think it would have
sense.
been a good move. But the Texans will again, lots of running backs was like it's like the running back cycle this free agent. So we'll talk.
Yeah,
The Texans got a running back of their own anyways. So
they did.
Zach, what do you think about Saquon?
Um, I mean, Elijah said, you guys said it too. It's just like I want him to go to Houston. I can't with my list right now, but
Just try to avoid S's.
Saquon. I can't avoid Saquon.
Saquon to Houston.
Just say
Saquon to
Barkley.
Houston. No, that would make it less funny. But I want him to go to Houston, but obviously Houston got their own running back.
That was
So
such a good one.
Houston got their running back. So
Yes, they did.
And they're beefing up their defense too.
Yeah,
which is
because
good.
Neil Hunter. Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of defense, real quick, Bobby Wagner signs a 1-year deal with the Commanders, $8.5 million.
What in the heck? Dude, the
I think
Commanders
BWAG
are
should have retired, to be honest.
the
Dude,
Commanders.
now Bobby Wagner jerseys are gonna go on sale again.
But
No, I agree with Zach. I think Saquon. It's like I think the Texans would have been sick. To be honest, I think it's. I know that he went to Penn State and like stuff like that. He's got ties, but I think it's really disrespectful to the Giants organization. And I don't think it's really fair that he treated them that way because I think they actually showed him a lot of loyalty. Not once did they really draft or bring in a running back that was trying to replace him. They didn't, they dealt with his injuries and they still stuck with him. They gave Danny Dimes the bag, but they also offered to franchise, like they also offered Saquon money. So it's
Yeah,
just like they didn't franchise tag him, but like they offered to give him money, and I just think it's really disrespectful. It's like what if Nick Chubb all of a sudden, like the year he was a free agent, decided to go to Pittsburgh? Like, wouldn't
right.
you just be like, dude, you're like,
They're like, what are you doing?
so it definitely sucks. It'd be like if Kamara went to the Falcons. Like I'd be like, dude, get out of here. Um, and it is just kind of a weird move. Like I don't know how much better it makes them. Name wise, everybody thinks that they're the best, but does it really make the Eagles much better than what they were? The Eagles' problems weren't the running game. That's what's just
Right.
like you guys have so much more to fix. They did sign CJ Gardner Johnson again, which doesn't make any sense to me. But it's just weird. It's a weird signing. I think it was more about getting the name than anything for the Eagles.
yeah, I do agree.
It'll sell jerseys. That's for sure.
It depends how they also format their playbook as well.
Yeah. I
That's
think
another
if they're
thing.
smart, they'll stick with a two-back system and Jalen Hurts
Mhm.
because the last thing you want is you pay all that money for Saquon and then he gets injured immediately.
Do they still have Gainwell?
Hmm?
Do they have the other running back, Gainwell?
Yeah.
Still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just use a two-back system. And the nice thing is, though, Elijah, I agree with the Jalen Hurts thing. The nice thing is, though, is that Jalen Hurts taking runs away from Saquon means that Saquon is less likely to be injured.
That's true. That's
So-
true.
Or he requested trade.
Why would he request a trade after he just went to the Eagles?
Because he's not happy there. I don't know. It could happen
That's
next
his
year.
fault.
Next year.
He knows how Jalen Hurts plays. Same with
Uh,
Yeah.
Derrick Henry. He knows how. He knows how.
Speaking of Derrick Henry,
Yeah,
went to the Baltimore Ravens on a 2-year deal. Do like the signing.
yeah.
I think it's better than going to the Cowboys,
I think
obviously.
so too.
Um, I think Texans would have been a cool little thing too for Derrick Henry to stay in the AFC South, but he probably didn't want to play against Titans like twice a year. But yeah, Baltimore has been pretty quiet mainly, just re-signing, and they actually just traded Morgan Moses to the Jets. So yeah. But going to the Titans side, this just came in as well. Calvin Ridley has signed a 4-year deal, 92 million
Too much
with
money.
Tennessee. Too much money, I agree. But they also have Pollard, which I think is a big pickup as well, because Pollard's been pretty productive for Dallas. So I think that's a good pickup for them, especially replacing Derrick Henry. You still have Tajay Spear, who's still developing as well. So I don't like the deal for Ridley, but the Titans' weapons are pretty good now. You got DeAndre Hopkins, you got Calvin Ridley, you got Okoronkwo, and you got your two backs. So they're going to be probably doing a two-back system with Levis because I don't think Tannehill's going to start this year. And I'm pretty sure he's a free agent as well. I'm not sure, but yeah. What do you guys think about Ridley and Pollard?
Well, real quick about Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
I think
Sorry.
I'm not scared at all, as a Browns fan, because every time we've played the Titans, we have shut down Henry to under 100 yards. And he's going to the best division in football, the most complete division in football,
and
and the
defensively
division
stout.
exactly. And I mean he's going to be successful anywhere he goes. He's too
Yeah,
big to not be successful.
yeah.
But I think like people are like, oh my gosh, the Ravens are crazy now. On paper they are, right? But when you look at the new surroundings in terms of like the division, he's not going to be as productive as he was in Tennessee.
Right. He's not going to be running over the Texans and the Jaguars and the Colts. He's now
Right.
running. He's having to run against TJ Watt, against Myles Garrett, against Trey Hendrickson. Like he's got.
Yeah.
So I do like the signing because I think he matches their culture. Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah. 100%.
smash mouth running football. I really like it. I think he's going to elevate the Ravens because one thing about the Ravens is that well, now last year they were decimated with running back injuries. Were they down to like their fourth, fifth, like string
Yeah.
running backs? They signed Dalvin Cook because they just like literally had nobody. So the one thing you get with Derrick Henry is you're going to get productivity. He's going to put up numbers. I think he'll make the Ravens better because they will be able to rely on a really like a 5-star running back.
Yeah.
I don't think that he's going to like the Ravens could win the Super Bowl this year, and I don't think it'd be because of Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
I think they would have been able to win it before. So
Yeah.
I do like the signing because it matches their culture though. Like that's what I really think is the right way to do it. And then I guess piggybacking, I'll go onto the question that Zach asked about the Titans. I like the signing of Ridley. It's too much money. I think okay, here's what I will say about the Tony Pollard signing. I actually don't like it for Tennessee because Pollard is like the same running back as Tajay Spears.
Right.
They're like this same prototype, and you can't a two-back system doesn't work if you have two of the same running backs.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
defeats the purpose. That's why like Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb worked so well. That's why Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram worked so well. That's like those are just two examples I can think of. I'm sure there are more, but like those were off the top of my head. But like they complemented each other because one had the traits that the other one didn't. Pollard and Tajay are kind of the same running back. I think Tajay's a little more of a physical runner, but I don't know. I mean, I think Pollard should be happy because he got a good amount of money. He's going somewhere new. And now Dallas has a big hole to fill because they don't really they have that Deuce Vaughn, right? Wasn't that his name?
Yeah.
And he like looks
Dallas
decent, but he won't be number one.
Dallas are the only team in the NFL who have not reached an agreement with the player yet.
They re-signed someone though.
Yeah,
That's not.
and you see that Skip Bayless said like he's like retooling my ass, like they aren't doing anything.
Yeah, they literally have not signed a free agent.
Dude, the Saints have done more. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unacceptable. The
Same with the
Broncos have done
Broncos.
more. Unacceptable.
The Browns have done more.
The Browns have
Unacceptable.
done more. Unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
If the three of our teams are doing more than your team,
Then
unacceptable.
it's not good.
Yeah.
No, but I like what the Titans are doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a soft spot for Tennessee just because I'm from Nashville. Um, but I think they're making a genuine effort to give Will Levis all the tools he needs to succeed.
That's what I
They're
was going to say too, for sure. There's no
Yeah.
excuses now.
right. He has a great offensive line. They got arguably the best center in football. They have
You're welcome.
Hopkins.
You're welcome.
They have Hopkins, Ridley now. They have Traylon Burks. You have a really good running back duo. Despite them being the same, they're still good. Their defense has improved. I think they're probably going to trade for L'Jarius Sneed. And so I am very, very happy with what they're doing.
Yeah,
And I think that they've finally it shows that they have confidence.
I
They have, like,
agree.
complete confidence in Will Levis.
It does kind of remind me the way that they're doing things. It reminds me of remember a couple years ago when the Patriots came out swinging, where they like started signing everybody, and they weren't
Yeah.
great, but they started really well. Remember, it
Yeah.
was the Cam
Right.
Newton season. Like that's kind of what this reminds me of. They're like, we're serious, we're gonna spend money, and we're gonna get our guys.
Mhm.
And getting signings early in free agency is huge because you get your guys. It's like
Yeah, exactly.
drafting earlier too. You get the guy that you want. So
Mhm.
props to the Titans.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like with Will Levis, you saw how like comfortable he was with the
D-Hop.
system.
Yeah.
And like D-Hop got more targets and Oronko got more targets.
Yeah.
And now the question is just like, is Traylon Burks the like answer for a slot? Because he's been like injury prone every single year.
Right.
Granted,
You
he's
know?
only played what, 2 years now?
Two seasons, yeah.
Yeah.
So
The first two he's been injured.
the nice thing is, though, to that point, now they've given Ridley. So now Traylon doesn't have to be the guy. He doesn't have to be the answer. So he can be. It's like what Elijah. Who was the wide receiver we were talking about? We were like, you don't need him. Oh, Mike Williams. We
Yeah.
were like, it's like if the Browns were to sign Mike Williams. We just talked about this earlier because Mike Williams got released. But like, it doesn't. It puts less stress on Mike Williams to be the guy because he doesn't have to be the guy because he's got two other guys. So that's why it's like with Traylon, like he doesn't have to be the guy anymore. He can be
Right.
the third
Mhm.
option and beast.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
Traylon's like younger DK Metcalf. So he's just a little he's a little more injury prone.
Right.
So,
I mean, but he has a great role model in Hopkins.
yeah,
So if he doesn't learn from him, who's he going to learn from?
right.
As long as he doesn't gamble or take enhancement drugs again.
This would be good.
That would be funny. Both receivers get suspended. Traylon Burks again. But okay. Is this the last thing we wanted to go over?
Well, I was gonna say, what if we transition over to the good old NFC North and talk about the shakeups that are going on over there? Because Josh Jacobs signs with the Packers. Packers then release Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones then signs with the Vikings. Thoughts?
Like he's got the running back because they released Alexander Madison.
Yeah, Madison did not do well this year.
And
And the-
yeah, and Akers. They have Akers too.
Oh, that's
I don't think they still have him.
they might have
Akers?
released him.
Let me see.
I don't know. I thought he was on a 1-year contract.
Well, while Zach's looking that up, Elijah, what do you kind of think about that
He's
little
still
mix
on
up
the,
there?
he's still on the roster.
He is? Okay.
But
So-
they declined his tender for restricted free agent, so he's a free agent.
Okay.
You're right. Sorry.
I think that the Packers downgraded that running back. I
Really?
think Aaron Jones is a top 10 running back in the NFL. And I think he would make any team better. I wouldn't consider Josh Jacobs a top 10 running back in the NFL. And um I think the Vikings were so smart in getting him. Um, because he is going to be very mad now. They wanted, I don't know if you saw this, but the Packers wanted Aaron Jones to take a 50% pay cut to stay on the team.
Yep.
50%. That is outrageous. That's like they didn't do this to Rodgers, and Aaron Jones has provided just as much to the franchise in terms of longevity and success. I mean, not success to the level of Rodgers has, but in terms of just being such a good player. And I don't know. I think the Packers, and sorry, Zach, because I know you're going to watch this, but the Packers got worse with that signing. And I think the Vikings, they always pounce on the Packers, I guess, quote unquote rejects, and they end up doing good. So I don't blame.
Yeah. I honestly thought that Aaron Jones was going to go to the Jets. I think that'd be pretty funny if that happened, but I know that wasn't
They
going to
have Brees
happen.
Hall.
I know that's what I said to Caleb too. And speaking of the Packers, David Bakhtiari got released, so I
I
think
think
he's
he's
gonna.
gonna retire.
I think he's going to the Jets.
I think he's going to the Jets.
That'd be so annoying.
It really would be. But yeah, and then Aaron Jones is gonna be mad. You're right, and I agree that he should have a right to be mad. So, but back to Josh Jacobs real quick. I think the Packers did get worse a little bit just because Josh Jacobs last year was kind of like steadily decreasing.
Mhm.
But we'll see what happens when how LaFleur decides to kind of utilize him. But I also want to talk about the Bears real quick with Byard. What do you guys think about the Kevin Byard signing?
Um,
Eh,
he's
don't
one of the
care.
better safeties in the NFL. I
I
mean,
mean, the Bears had the players
But he
to
kind of
have a
got
good
cooked in
defense.
the playoffs.
Hmm
he did.
So, yeah, Bears will always spend money to sign defensive players. That's what I take away from it. They won't ever really spend that much money to upgrade their offense. They signed Swift, but
And
I just
they
they
got
left,
DJ
and
Moore
then
last year.
and then they got rid of Mooney. So it's just like,
I think the
I
biggest takeaway from the Bears offseason for me is that they should keep Justin Fields and draft Marvin Harrison. That would make the team better than drafting Caleb Williams.
And who knows? That might be what they're trying to do.
they're
Hmm?
definitely going to draft Caleb Williams.
Yeah, they will.
I know they will, but
Um,
about
real quick, I wanna give my thought on the Aaron Jones, Josh
Mhm.
Jacobs stuff. So here's one thing that I was kind of looking at. I'm like, well, so when you look at Aaron Jones, so last year he only played 11 games and only had 2 touchdowns. And they had to rely on AJ Dillon, who then didn't do very well. And then I can't remember who their other running back was, but
On the ground
then
or through the air?
this
Touchdowns.
is ground.
Okay.
So then you look at Josh Jacobs. Last year he had 13. He played 13 games, so 2 more, and had 6 rushing touchdowns. I'll go back to your receiving, though, because I know Aaron Jones did have a decent amount of receiving, but he only had 1 touchdown receiving. So I don't think they got worse, in my opinion, because I think that they missed Aaron Jones so much last year. Like playing only 11 games is huge. He didn't play in the playoffs, right?
Mhm.
So I think what you get with Josh Jacobs is more consistency. And I don't think that the Packers needed Aaron Jones to succeed. So I don't think they need Josh Jacobs in order to succeed as a team. So
Mhm.
it feels very lateral to me because for me, I think, and I'll go off what Elijah said. I think Aaron Jones is a borderline top 10. I don't know if he's 10. I think he's probably like more like 12, 13. But I think Josh Jacobs is probably borderline top 10, like 12, 13.
Mhm.
So I think it was very lateral, and it just seems like maybe they just were feeling like they needed to move on. I wouldn't be surprised if they go draft like a late round running back and he gets time too. Um, the one thing I do think they'll miss is Jacobs isn't as good as a receiving back, so
Mhm.
I think they'll miss that. But it feels super lateral to me. I don't. Like, I think the only reason I think you could argue it gets worse is because I think Aaron Jones had a huge impact on your fans and your culture.
Mm.
And so I think it kind of feels a little disrespectful almost to your fans to do it that way. Um, but I also big credit though. I do like that they instead of trading him, they released him and then he could go sign where he wanted to go sign. I think that's pretty cool. And then
Mm.
now it's revenge season. So we'll see how it
Yeah.
goes. I think I'll say this. I think the Packers, it feels like it doesn't feel like a change at all. But I think the Vikings got a huge upgrade, which is what sucks the most out of this deal is because you now upgraded a division rival.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
But you also do this Kirk Cousins and now you have Sam Darnold.
right, and now there are rumors circulating that they might trade Jettas just to move up in the draft.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
or
Who
they
would they
just
get,
trade
though?
Jettas in general though, because
Send him to
Justin Jefferson
Chicago.
may not be happy.
Send him to Chicago.
Yeah, that makes no sense for them.
Also, get the
Let's
number one overall pick.
let's trade. I know we just got a piece from our division rival. Let's trade one of our best players to the division rival. But nah, I think Jay Jetta's days in Minnesota might be limited depending on who they get at quarterback.
Yeah, and
I
defense
think-
also.
I think Jettas only wants money. That's his main thing.
Yeah, you
And
got
so
I think
they-
he wants
they-
to win.
you got to update the grill.
I think he wants to win.
That too.
And so, and I think the reason he was upset with Kirk is because he recognized that what do we all bash on Kirk Cousins for, everyone? Prime time. He can't deliver in prime time. And I think that's what makes Jetta's upset is that Kirk will win you a lot of regular season games. When it's time for crunch time, winning big games, he can't do it. I think
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
why he's upset is because he just wants to win. I think he wants money too. Every player wants money, but I think he wants to win.
Right.
Jay Jettas to the Texans?
Ooh.
That'd be sick.
Jay Jettas to the Browns for a 7th-round pick.
Jay Jettas to reunite with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Oh, please no.
That would be lit.
Then you would be scared. Then
Mhm.
you would be scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to pull up this article, the tracker article.
How about this? What's your favorite signing that your team has made so far?
Well, we've only signed one player.
We're on two.
Wait, you've only signed one player?
We signed Willie Gay. So Willie Gay.
Okay.
How about one player that you want your team to sign?
Okay, yeah, let's do that. I didn't know you guys had
Pull up
only-
notable free agents, will you? So I can look at who's left. Oh, wait, no, Chase Young. Just kidding. Sign Chase Young.
Yeah.
Chase
I
Young's
can't-
options are the Panthers or the Saints. He better choose the Saints. And
If
if
you
he
choose
chooses
the Panthers,
if he chooses the Panthers, then that says all I need to know.
mhm. Zach,
Cam Jordan's already actively recruiting him too. So, and if we sign
Mm.
Chase Young, I don't feel like we need to draft an edge rusher in the
No.
draft.
no.
And then
No.
we can draft the quarterback or a wide receiver.
Hey,
I'd be
I wouldn't be
lit.
upset with Hunter Renfro either, by the way.
I'm
Zach,
Elijah.
I'm looking through these. Hold on.
Elijah, what about you? What's one player
want-
that you want your team to sign?
Jerome Baker.
Okay, that'd be a good one.
I
You've
think
been
we're
on that
pretty
one
good
for a
everywhere.
couple weeks now.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good everywhere, especially with the Judy trade.
Ooh. Trade for T. Higgins for me. That would be my number one.
that would be really cool.
That would be my number one. Trade for T. Higgins. Then Chase Young. Sign Chase Young.
like that.
That'd be sick.
I just say Kendall Fuller to sign for defense, and since we need a receiver, I would say OBJ.
You're gonna
Oh,
get Michael
yeah.
Thomas. Stop
I
even
think-
arguing.
I know.
You're already gonna get Michael
I
Thomas.
know.
Don't worry.
And another thing, Patrick Queen was like the top linebacker.
That was a huge signing for the Steelers, by the way.
But listen to this. Devin White is a free agent. I would
Mm.
love to
Wait,
get Devin White.
You say Devin White is a free agent? Still? Oh my
Mhm.
God.
Yeah. Wait, sorry. Did Patrick Queen go to the Steelers or did he go?
No.
Okay, that's a huge signing, by the way.
It's a big signing.
Oh, you know who else would be kind of sick? Sorry, Zach, but I kind of want Simmons,
That would be pretty good.
especially because we're releasing Marcus May. So
Come on,
I
Isaiah.
Is he
Isaiah Simmons?
suspended?
Isaiah Simmons? No, Justin Simmons.
Justin Simmons.
Oh, Justin Simmons. Okay.
Yeah. Marcus Maybe released him. So
Yeah. Is he
Um,
suspended?
I don't know if he's suspended anymore. Not my problem. So we extended Honey Badger, which is sick. So then if you paired him with Simmons and then you could even draft a young safety and have him learn from both of those two.
Cole Bishop.
Shonebaki,
All right.
Oh.
Hey.
sleeper.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, but number one would be trade for T. Higgins because we are gonna need another receiver.
I feel it's also rumored that we're gonna get Tyler Boyd.
That's such a mid signing.
I know, but we can sign him for cheap.
Does he want to go to Denver with an unknown quarterback though? That's the
Probably
question.
not.
That's the one thing about getting receivers to go to Denver right now. It's gonna be hard because we don't know what your quarterback
We can
situation is
still
like.
get Carson Wentz, Tannehill.
Wow.
Wow.
You're right. I'm sold. I will go there. Carson
I'm
Wentz,
sur-
who's been horrible, and Ryan Tannehill, who's really old. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised not
Cold
everyone-
weather. In cold weather, too. I want to
Garoppolo.
go there.
Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs would be kind of lit right now.
Zach, you are just
You're
clinging
losing it,
at.
though. You're losing it.
You're grasping at straws here. Yeah. Don't
Oh.
keep doing that. Careful.
Hey, hold
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
You're almost to where I am.
Oh man.
All right. I got a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Since we're on a question topic,
Yeah.
if you had to buy one NFL jersey from your rival, like in your division, right? Like
don't.
for, shut up. But like for like Thatcher would be like Buccaneers, Panthers, Falcons, and for Elijah would be Bengals, Pittsburgh Steelers, or Ravens. What team would you get and what player?
Badger. Want to go first?
No.
You have to.
No, I don't.
You have to say one.
Will
You
you
can't
say
hate-
one if I say one though?
Oh yeah, of course. I already know who I'm going to say.
Okay. Man. Well, if you already know who yours is, then do yours. I gotta look up the roster.
So I was going to say Joey B, but I'm going to change and say Zach Moss.
Oh,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Fair.
So Zach Moss.
Zach, go ahead.
I'd probably do Chargers because I don't like the Raiders or the Chiefs. I like the Chargers better than both those teams. I would say Herbert or like Joey Bosa. I think that'd be a cool one to get.
Yeah. Solid.
I do have an answer actually.
Oh,
I had to just search through the roster to figure out who I even would.
Can I guess? Can I guess? Clark Phillips.
No.
Really?
I will never rep an Atlanta Falcons jersey.
Mm.
Cam Rising could go there. I will never rep an Atlanta Falcons jersey.
Okay.
You will not catch me dead in an Atlanta Falcons jersey. I would get a Carolina Panthers jersey because they're my least hated rival. The Buccaneers rivalry's gotten really spicy over the past few years. I think when Jameis was their quarterback, it wasn't that spicy, but like Brady era, it got pretty nasty. And then the Falcons, I just can't stand. So I would get a Terrace Marshall Jr. Carolina Panthers jersey because he played for LSU and the Saints almost drafted him. So
I
I
like
would
it.
get one of those.
I like it.
Yeah.
Would you
I
get
will
some-
never wear that. I will never get that. But if I had to, I would do that.
would you get the black one or the blue one?
Probably the blue one. Yeah.
I'd probably get like the navy with the yellow
With the
bolt.
navy bolt.
Yeah, or no, with
Yeah.
the yellow bolt with the navy, dark navy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like navy's inside the bolt, and it's like the
Mhm.
outline. Yeah,
Mhm.
that'd be tough.
Yeah.
While we're at it, so out of all of these, because for those of you who don't know, at least me, I'm a sucker for discounted jerseys when players get traded. So, out of all the players that have been traded, what is the one jersey that you, if you guys went and found the clearance rack on NFLshop.com, what player jersey would you get? Zach.
Howard Nedley Jaguars jersey.
Why?
Interesting.
Because he had a really good bounce back year, and I think he should have stayed with Jacksonville.
And number 0 is kind of a tough
That's true.
union.
And get it in the teal too. Oh, not the black. Screw the black. Get in the teal.
Okay, Elijah.
I'd say Derrick Henry, just because, Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Is what
You get the Oilers one, or do you get like the
I'd get Titans.
blue or the navy blue?
Probably the light blue, baby blue,
The powder blue one. Yeah.
powder blue.
Those
Yeah.
are way better. Those would be their home jerseys.
Yeah. I would say I would just say 2 just because I've been debating between them actually. But for me, I would say I would get the Oilers Henry one because I have no ties to the Titans,
Right.
so I think it looks sick.
Right.
Or I'd get the throwback Vikings Kirk Cousins one just because I like
Okay.
Kirk as a dude.
Yeah.
You won't catch me wearing an Atlanta jersey, but I'll wear Kirk's jersey from the Vikings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stuck on that.
Yeah. Also, I will be getting a Jameis Winston Saints jersey as soon as they go on sale.
Eat the dub. Eat the dub, Thatcher, right now.
I
Yes,
can't wait for
sir.
my finger in my mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Ow, fuck, that hurts your heart.
Yeah, and then rest in peace to Michael Thomas's Saints career. I'm only repping this probably one more time. This is probably the last time I wear it. So
Bonfire. Bonfire.
no, he doesn't deserve a bonfire, but
Russell Wilson deserves a bonfire.
he doesn't. But anyways, MT, your time as a Saint when it was Breeze era was like seriously something special. You were the best receiver in the league. You got a 99 overall in Madden. That was fire. Like you brought some really good times to NOLA. But you ended it so toxic that I don't have a lot of respect for you anymore. You're calling out like local journalists just for reporting on what's going on. Like you just kind of gone off the rails. You got injured, blame the medical staff. A reporter literally just said that the Saints plan to release Michael Thomas, which is true. And you decided to like go off and like bash his whole career and stuff like that. Like you just have gone off the rails. So, respectively, Zach, sorry. Respectively, Michael Thomas, go yourself.
Oh, jeez.
But thank you for the years that you were good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Also, Zach Moss going to the Bengals, huge dub for Utes fans because that's a sick jersey.
It is. And he's going to be starting. So
Yeah.
Hey, Atletico and Milan is 2-2 on aggregate, by the way.
Good. I'll have to go watch the penalty kicks if it gets there. Also, real quick shout out. I actually think the Texans signing Joe Mixon is a huge dub.
Yeah.
I think that's a sick signing. Because I
I
know we were
think
talking about Saquon and Derek, but I think Joe Mixon is actually better than both of those running backs.
I think he's very
And he's in
underrated.
better shape.
He's
Yeah.
very underrated.
Yeah. And Singletary, dude, the Giants getting Singletary is like, hey, we're sorry we traded one of your favorite players. Here's a piece of cardboard and
Yeah.
go distract yourself with it.
I'm so mad about Drew Lock to the Giants, man.
So for those of you, so Zach is a Broncos fan and he loves Drew Lock. He's a Drew Lock fanboy, and he was claiming to us in the group chat that Drew Lock was going to return to Denver, and I told him there was no way that was going to happen. And what do you know? He went to New York instead. So Sean Payton doesn't like the immature. Yeah, he doesn't like the immature, mistake-prone quarterbacks. So that's why.
Sean Payton doesn't like anything. I don't even know what he likes.
Yeah,
anymore.
other than New Orleans.
Yeah.
Like he like, I just don't understand. Like since he's been in Denver, it's been like such a disaster that like it makes me question like how much of like when Brady left Belichick and won the Super Bowl. It makes me wonder how much of the not dynasty, right? Because we only won one, but like the really good times, I'll just call it a dynasty just because it makes it easier. How much of that was Drew Brees and how much was Sean Payton? Because I'm starting to think a lot of it was Drew Brees now.
Hmm.
Which is just kind of sad.
Yeah, and look
But we'll see.
how
I think this year will be huge for Sean Payton because he'll draft. Let's be honest. I keep saying this, and Zach keeps going, no, we're going to sign another quarterback. But there's no other quarterbacks left, Zach. We just went over the fact that there's nobody out there.
we could trade for someone.
No, you won't. They're going to draft a quarterback. Sean Payton finally gets his opportunity to draft his own dude, and then we'll see.
I think it's either gonna be Bo
Unless you guys
Nix or
trade for
JJ.
Justin Fields, that would be really funny.
That would be cool.
Oh, Justin Fields is now a backup quarterback in the NFL. Like, how does that make everybody feel?
I think if Denver did get him, I think that he would compete with Stidham.
Well, I'd hope so.
Yeah, if he's not competing with Stidham, there's a problem.
Then he's a third string quarterback.
It shouldn't even be a competition.
Right.
Mhm.
But I'm saying that now, with the no market that he has, he's clearly a backup level quarterback at this very moment.
So do you think he has no market because the GM thinks he's worth more than what the rest of the league thinks he is?
I think yes and no. I think he has no market because of that. Like, I think that clearly they were holding out for more than what they were going to get. But I also just think that there's no market because there's no market. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think that there are a lot of teams out there that would take Fields over what they have,
Right,
or would take Fields over the potential of what they could get in the draft.
right.
I think if this draft wasn't so quarterback stacked, I think Fields would be on a team.
Yeah.
But like you look at Minnesota, they clearly don't want to take a chance on him. The Raiders signed Gardner Minshew, so they would rather have Gardner than Fields. The Seahawks I don't think the Seahawks are that interested. I think they would have done it already. Like there are so many teams that are kind of in that mix that just make you think like, okay, well, they'll probably just draft somebody instead.
Right.
So,
What
which
do
is
we
kind of a bummer, but I
what
think
do we what do
he'll
we think
figure-
about the Mac Jones trade, by the way?
weird.
Yeah. Weird.
I don't think it makes much sense from the Jaguar perspective.
Mm-mm.
But I think it just shows the Patriots are going to draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
It's happy
Confirmed.
season.
They're gonna get a Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Unless I hate this list. Unless the Commanders take Jaden Daniels and then the Patriots get Drake May or Jaden McCartney.
Low key, the Commanders would be smart to draft Jaden over Drake May, but that's
Agree.
just me. Biased opinion for sure, but I think the only problem with Jaden is he just needs to bulk up a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think he might be able to learn. Like it'd be kind of sick if well, I guess it wouldn't make much sense, but like if he could go learn from Lamar and then get bulk up like Lamar did, because Lamar was little too,
Mhm.
and he
Yeah.
bulked up. So I think he could be like Lamar if he gained some muscle, because he won't hit from like Myles Garrett
Oh.
and your career's ruined.
Yeah.
So he's just got to bulk up. But I think Drake May is he's like the underwhelming option, but he might actually be like the best quarterback in the draft like 2-3 years from now,
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, guys?
No,
Arsenal made it to the quarterfinals for the first
Yeah,
time in
congrats
14
to
years.
Arsenal for that. Congrats.
Yeah, I almost cried. So
Yeah.
kind of hyped about that. I'm watching
Liverpool
this Inter game right
brought back our goated Michael Edwards.
Now he's paying
Finally.
attention.
Well,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's in extra time too.
Um,
Elijah, yeah. Well, Elijah's not. I wouldn't classify Elijah as paying attention, really.
I'm not paying attention to this season. I'm paying attention to our moves for the future.
Next season.
Yes.
By the way, I know we're going off topic, but I don't really care. We're vibing. By the way, I've heard that Xabi Alonso is more interested in the Bayern Munich job than the Liverpool job.
I've heard that too. Yeah. I don't know
That'd
why.
be a disgrace.
I don't know why.
The fucking disgrace.
It just makes me wonder, like, what's wrong with the Liverpool job? I think the reason, though, let's be real, I bet VVD retires soon.
Mm.
Salah might leave at this point.
I'll
And
tell
then-
you right now. VVD is going to leave. Salah's gonna leave. Robertson's gonna leave. Those three who
I
have
bet you
been.
Jota.
You
I have a
think
feeling
so?
because I think they're going to lean so much into Darwizzi that,
Yeah,
and they have Luis Diaz is one of the best football players in the world, by the way.
right, right.
Uh, and then they have, I mean,
We
you
have a
can play
lot of so
Jota
many
on the
attacking
right,
options. Yeah,
but I think Jota should go be a starting 9 somewhere.
he's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would sign him in a heartbeat. But it's
Unless
also because
Because he's a center
he
middle, right?
kills us every time he plays us. He kills us.
And he's a center
yeah,
middle, right?
No, he's a
no,
forward.
he's a forward.
He's a
Oh, he's a
striker.
forward. He's a
But he
striker.
plays kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember I have his card on FC. And he's
Yeah,
in
dude, he's
center middle.
ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I agree, Elijah. I think that's probably why some managers are scared because you're gonna probably take a major step back next year just for momentarily.
To rebuild, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe-
and you don't want to have to rebuild in the current state of the Premier League right now because it's brutal. Like
Yeah, especially
the
with
top
like
is insane right now.
Maybe like Maurizio Sarri could be an option.
I wouldn't mind. I think De Zerbi would be good for you guys too. I've
Yeah,
been kind of
De
saying
Zerbi.
that.
Yeah.
Or maybe you get Unai Emery. Good evening.
Good evening.
Get Dracula himself, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or Jose Mourinho.
I would love Jose Mourinho.
He will never take that job.
No, he wouldn't.
I don't think Liverpool would offer him that job either.
But I think you have to have someone that carries on the culture that Klopp put in place.
That's tough, though.
It's tough. It's really tough. But I think that's why they rehired Michael Edwards to get to be more competitive in the transfer market and to find a coach that,
So I know. Sorry, Zach. Go ahead.
I think another big opening too is Barca because they're losing Xavi at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So what if Xavi went to Liverpool? That'd be kind of. What'd you
I
think
don't
of that?
think he would.
I don't think. Well, first of all, I don't think it would work because if he's getting fired, they're saying that it's a mutual agreement to part ways, but they basically said we're going to fire you. You need to come out and say that you're leaving, so it's less embarrassing. If he's getting fired from Barcelona, he doesn't deserve to be the manager of Liverpool.
No, Liverpool has like way too high of standards.
Yeah, the standards. I would say though, I think this just now that I'm watching this game too, it's just making me think.
Holy.
Elijah,
Yes.
what would you say?
Mm-hmm.
I know his style of football isn't the most pretty,
Okay.
but what would you say about Diego Simeone?
I love Diego Simeone. I absolutely love him.
So you would take that?
I would take him in a heartbeat.
I think that it's probably close to his time at Lecce anyways.
Mm,
I think that Fernando Torres is going to take over pretty soon, actually.
right.
Yeah, he is.
So
Sounds
I
like
think
he is.
it might be time. I think that'd be sick.
Yeah.
It's just while I'm watching this, it just made me think of that.
You can get Ancelotti too, but we just extended him.
I think Ancelotti's going to go coach freaking a national team instead.
Probably.
Could you see him Sarri going back to Chelsea?
Where's he at right now again?
He just resigned from Lazio.
I don't know. I think Chelsea are going to stick with Poch one more year.
Yeah.
Chelsea are a disaster, but they'll stick with Poch, I think, another year.
Madrid will definitely stick with Ancelotti next year, I think.
Well, yeah.
Especially-
You guys win everything every
I know.
year, and he's the key to that. So, yeah.
Well, and especially when you get a fucking striker finally. Holy.
Well, yeah, you're going to get Mbappe, and then
Well,
why
I
would
don't know
any-
anymore because
He's going to Madrid.
He
Why?
does. Literally the only other team that is in the running for him is Liverpool, and we do not have money. So
And why would any manager in their right mind leave a job with Vinicius Jr., Kylian Mbappe, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Courtois, Rodrigo? Like,
Yeah.
who in their right mind would leave that job? Eder Militao. Like, I'll just keep naming them.
Bellingham.
Bellingham. Yeah, thank you. I didn't even get to Bellingham at that point, and no manager in their right mind would leave that job
no.
willingly.
Yeah.
Rudiger's having a good year too.
Yeah.
I think we should hire Greggy Berhalter.
What a dub. Yeah, and then you bring in Gio Reyna for him to ride the bench too.
Oh gosh, bro.
Disaster, bro.
Absolute
Embarrassing.
disaster.
Absolutely embarrassing.
But yeah, next year I'll be back into soccer. This year
You
I
say
just
that, but
No,
maybe
you
No.
said it last year, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not." It's a fool.
no, last year I was into soccer.
You said last year would be into it next year.
No, wait, why would I say that though if I was already in to soccer?
Elijah didn't expect the drop off, which is
Yeah.
so weird because your team got better and you still like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you're literally tied for first, basically,
Yeah.
except for like Arsenal's up top with goal differential. But
I don't know. It just, I mean, I'll probably
Honestly,
watch the
though,
last
like I
game.
get it. I get the exhaustion.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it doesn't seem like the same Liverpool that I fell in love with, and so hopefully the new manager can bring that back.
It's just crazy. Like for me, from my perspective, it's crazy to think that you would be less interested when your team's been so good this year. Because like for me, like being an Arsenal fan, like this is the best I've ever seen them play, like in my whole
Right.
life. So it's
Right.
just like I can't imagine. Like it'd be like after last year, and I just go, I'm just not as interested.
Right.
After we had like our best year in years, So it's just like it's crazy. But I also understand the exhaustion. I mean, I had times like that with a lot of my teams where it's just like, you know what? Like this, like the Saints last year, I was just kind of like,
Right.
I was just uninterested.
Yeah.
So,
I got really interested in the Broncos. Definitely.
yeah. Yeah.
But
They were else though.
Yeah, that's true.
Interestingly, bad.
that's an interesting dub.
Interesting.
No, yeah. Anything else? Anything you want to talk about with the show?
I'm just excited.
It looks so sick.
I guarantee you
so
next
good.
week, guys, if you've even made it this far, but next week we're gonna talk about the show. So just be ready.
That we might just have a show episode showing our teams and stuff.
We might need
Yeah.
to do a live stream.
Showing our teams.
Mhm.
Eh,
Mhm.
hey.
Okay,
So,
that's
cool.
gonna do it for us. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna be doing the outro because I think it's really hilarious. But yeah, me, Thatcher, and Elijah will be MIA this whole weekend probably. So don't expect anything from us next week. Totally.
Also, if Zach pulls a diamond card,
We're gonna lose it.
he won't be on any more further episodes. He might be like
If Zach
discarded.
pulls anything over an 85, then he won't be on next week's episode.
We're gonna pull Vladimir Putin on him, and
Hey
He
yo!
just disappears. Not a word.
Also,
Not a word.
happy birthday to the other Zach that we had on a few weeks ago. He
Oh,
just
yes.
turned
To
21.
the other Zach.
Yes,
So,
happy birthday, other
Happy
Zach.
birthday, even though
Happy
yesterday
birthday,
for
other
you.
Zach.
But yeah, we're gonna be MIA this weekend probably, and then we're gonna do our bracket next week.
Yeah, probably because it's gonna be that time.
Yeah. We might need to do it earlier just because games start on Tuesday, I think. So we might do
Does the
Monday.
women's one start at the same time, or is it like a week later?
I think start at the same time.
Okay, because I think we should do
Both.
a women's one and a men's one.
Mm-hmm.
But if we want, we'll get there when we get there. But we could always do two different like shorter episodes,
Yeah, like we did last
like
year.
a women's bracket and men's bracket.
Like we did last year.
Yeah.
But we didn't do a women's bracket last year.
No, but like we did a free agent episode and then the bracket episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
cool.
cool, man. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. Enjoyed my numbness too, my stupid ass voice, but
Hey yo, that sounded so sketch. Enjoy my numbness. All right, guys.
Numbness.
We will catch you on the next one. Have a good weekend.
bye
Peace.
guys.